That's crazy when that happens. It feels like time has frozen.
It just stops.
You're like,
and everybody laughs.
yeah.
It's called a wedgie?
Yeah, a basketball wedgie because it's wedged in between the rim and the backboard.
He didn't know this morning either.
I didn't know.
I didn't.
I was trying to act like I knew.
To be clear. Okay.
Yeah. All right, but we begin this hour with what else? March Madness. The NCAA tournament is in full swing, including Duke's 74-51 victory over Oral Roberts last night. The Blue Devils' big win is nothing new, but the guy calling the shots is. For the first time in more than 4 decades, Duke has a fresh face leading the team, former Duke player Jon Scheyer. CBS News special correspondent James Brown recently spoke to the new coach. JB, good morning.
Good morning, Nate and team. And you know what? While Jon Scheyer is a fresh face leading the team, make no mistake about it, he's no Duke newcomer, having played for his celebrated predecessor, Mike Krzyzewski. And by the way, he was an assistant coach under K for nearly a decade. We spoke by Zoom before the tournament began, focusing on what seemingly was an unenviable task of filling the shoes of a living legend. To the list of life's certainties, death, and taxes, you can add Duke's presence in March Madness. The Blue Devils are now in their 45th NCAA tournament. They've made the Final Four in 17 of them and have taken home all the glory 5 times. For every championship, Mike Krzyzewski was head coach. But after 42 years running the program, Coach K is no longer in charge.
Not only is it a new era of Duke basketball, but it's really a new era of college basketball.
Guys like this, you can
It's
pressure,
Coach
okay?
Jon Scheyer's team now. As you thought through this opportunity to take over one of the toughest jobs to fill the shoes of, how did you deal with coming to grips with that for yourself and the expectation?
I've never been afraid of a challenge, and I understand what a challenge this is. I understand the incredible expectations, but at the same time, I think our program is set up for amazing success.
Let's have a great one, all right?
So far, it's been a fairy tale season for new coach Scheyer. With 26 wins, he's accomplished something not even Coach K could. You now are the winningest first-year coach at Duke, so a nice marker for the direction you're heading in. Now beat up on me and tell me you're not thinking about that at all. Go ahead.
You set me up perfectly, JB. I'm going to use after the year to reflect and be proud of the accomplishments. Right now, focus on the next game and making a special run here. How was that for pushing back? Was that pretty good?
Though he'd never say so, it almost seems Scheyer was destined for this job from the moment he met Coach K as a teenager.
You told me that I was meant to do something special. I don't know if this is what you had in mind when you said that.
Recruited out of his suburban Chicago high school, where he was known as the Jewish Jordan, Scheyer helped Duke to the 2010 national championship. And he's been a member of the Blue Devils coaching staff since 2014, all the while learning from a master.
I don't know if anybody in their right minds think that, all right, I'm going to be the one to succeed Coach K. But of course, when that opportunity came about, I was all in.
And Coach K remains his mentor.
I love him. He's family to me, and his support means the world. He's the best motivator. He has a feel, his ability to relate and connect. That's what separated him and made him a special coach. Obviously, the X and O's and all that take care of itself. But for me, I pride myself on relationships. Just the connection with our guys. Being able to get them ready to play, to believe in themselves at the highest possible level that they can.
March Madness is a little more than 2 weeks of high-stakes pressure. And in a program like Duke, where expectations soar, it's not about making it to the tournament, it's about how far you go. How will you measure success?
For me, it's all about controlling what you can control. I promise my expectations are higher or as high as anybody from the outside about our success that we can have as far as wins and losses in this program. The margin is thin. The quote-unquote little plays that turn out to be the difference of winning and losing. And so for us, handling that the right way, controlling what we can control, we'll put ourselves in position to make a special run. And that's what it's all about for me.
And that decisive and impressive win last night can only enhance Scheyer's candidacy for the National Coach of the Year award for the best first-time head coach. Up next for Duke, the Volunteers of Tennessee. Now, I know I'm supposed to throw it back to the table, but I have to go to the best athlete at the table. No, not Tony and Nate, who played, but the former soccer player, Adriana Diaz.
Oh, me? Oh, thanks, JB. I was looking around. I was like, who else is here? Yes, I played soccer in high school. 2001 city champs for New York City. Go Stuyvesant High School. Yes, thank you. But I loved that story about, Coach K's successor. And 42 years, Coach K was at the helm. That's our lifetime.
I also, JB, liked how he pushed back, didn't want to talk about his success. That kind of mental discipline, you guys are smiling, and it's a joke and everything, but it's also serious. Part of the gift, I think, of competing at that level is being able to control what you're thinking about to a greater extent than the rest of us.
Yeah.
And because Nate played professionally, Tony, he would certainly be able to speak to that. But that absolutely is a common thread for those who are doing well, not to get caught up in the moment, but to focus and make certain you're making the kind of progress that the team needs to make.
JB, you have sat down with so many first-year head coaches across all sports. What was your biggest takeaway when it comes to his disposition?
You know what, Nate? He really is laser focused. He's internalized the fundamentals. Because, Nate, most people don't want to follow a legend. They prefer to follow the person who follows a legend, assuming that they're not going to be doing well. But this guy is really zeroed in.
All right, JB, thanks so much.
Love it.
Good to see you guys.
Great to see you.
Stuff.